Welcome again, football fans. We just finished up our preseason Eagle football interview with Mr. Nick Newman, the new athletic director of the Vilonia Eagles, and Coach Ron Young in his second year as a coach. And now we bring in Jordan Britton, the starting quarterback of our Eagle football squad, and Wyatt Milliken, starting defensive lineman for this squad. Jordan, we're going to start with you. First question, you're a big basketball guy. I know you've been playing AAU ball all summer. You've had a lot of basketball workouts. You've been in the gym. How has this strayed your attention away from football?
It really hasn't. Once you're a multi-sport athlete, you really get the feeling of it's not really, you don't really work more at one or one or the other. You make time for both.
Right.
And if you want to be committed, you put in the time, you put in the work. And I love basketball just as much as football. And I'll work as hard as I can. And I'm really not going to be focused on one thing. It's just all together.
It's a statistic that Coach Stout, the defensive coordinator, talks about. The majority of college guys that play ball are multi-sport athletes in high school. It's a good thing to see kids that aren't just picking one sport and leaving it there. Now, Wyatt, to you, I like this question here. You're a leader on the defense, and I want to know your opinion. Last season was up and down.
Yeah.
There was really no consistency. How do we build for consistency this season?
I think really it's just all about repetition, making sure we're getting things right. We're getting in the second year of running this Veer system, and so I feel like we're definitely going to be a lot more efficient, and we're gonna have a lot fewer mistakes this year. Be able to stay what we're doing.
That's right, and you look at the penalty numbers last year, that was a problem, was penalties, especially in the first quarter starting ball games, and to have more consistency and cutting that stuff out. I'm glad that you said a little bit cleaner ball. We'd like to see that. Now, Jordan,
Yes, we will.
what have you done to prepare for this football season?
We've done everything. With the new season coming in last year, we've had to put a lot of work in just to focus on the little things, the steps we need to take. Our linemen have done a lot of work, and our receivers have definitely put a lot of work, and our defense is going to save us out of a lot of situations this year. So for me, it's just the way that I prepare is just to do my job.
Right.
Everybody has a job, and we just focus on our job. We don't focus on all the theatrics and everything that everybody blows it up like, are you going to make the playoffs? Are you going to do anything? We just focus one play at a time. And every single play we have a job. And do it to the best of our ability. That's all we can do. Everything's shaped out.
Execute. All right, Wyatt. Coach Young brought this up in our last video. You broke your arm last season, and you didn't touch the field. How does that drive you to get back out there this season?
It's definitely one of my biggest motivations this year. Just trying to meet the expectations. I felt like I let down. Just when I broke my arm, I wasn't able to do the things I thought I could do. And so it's definitely pushed me to be in the best shape of my life this final year.
Now, both of you guys are big weightlifting guys, the entire team. Before we walked in here to film, y'all were lifting weights. There's a lot of big guys in here, and weightlifting's become a big part of this off-season. Jordan, take us through what your workout looks like.
We'll usually start out on the field. Do a lot of stretching. We do a lot of drills that pertain to our certain positions, and then we come inside and we do a 5-day plan for working out. And each day we do not the same list, but we work out less reps and more weight. And so it really pushed us to be stronger, not just in here, but also have it contribute out in the field. And I can tell each one of these guys that we've worked the hardest we've ever worked. We're all ready to go. And we got some players playing both ways, so once we get there, there's nothing stopping us. So.
Now, Wyatt, after breaking your arm last year, it's a tough recovery process.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Are you 100% going into this season?
Oh yeah, like I said, it's the best shape I've ever been in, the strongest I've ever been, and I think I'm ready to roll. Like nothing holding me back this year.
I like it. We'll need it on the defensive defensive side of the football. All right, Jordan, we're to come back to you. It's a prestigious thing to be a starting quarterback in high school football, but to be a 5A and up starting quarterback, it's a big classification, and you're a starting quarterback. What's that feel like?
It's very humbling. It's very exciting because this town, it's not a very huge town, so everybody knows you.
Right.
You walk outside, you see somebody you know every day. And so when you step on that field and those lights, you look up in the stands, you got the whole town staring right at you. So to really put a name out there and have everybody know you and say you're representing the Vilonia Eagles as not just starting quarterback. That's not the most important position, but for me to be in that spot, it's crazy to think that now everywhere I go, it's going to be labeled he's the quarterback.
That's right.
He's going to be leading that offense down the field.
That's right. I mean, it's such an important position, and to be the face of that position, it's really awesome. Now, Wyatt, for you, you're a leader on our defense. Are you comfortable, and have you been comfortable this offseason with taking on that leadership role?
I've always been more of like a kind of lead by example kind of guy, and so this year, coach kind of called on me to be a little more vocal, and I mean that's just the aspect of my game I had to work on, and I feel like I've been able to accomplish that along with a lot of my other seniors, and so yeah, I think we've definitely accomplished the leadership, and we've got the right guys in the right places where we can go somewhere.
Now, Jordan, do you, in junior high, you experienced the double wing, running under Jim Stanley's offense. Then, as you hit 9th grade, you got to see some of the spread offense. I know you got hurt early, but you had ran the system, the offense, and now into the veer. That's 3 different offenses that you've seen since middle school, junior high ball. How well have you run the veer thus far, and do you fit that system?
I believe that I fit the system perfectly. I mean, a lot of people, I mean, there's a lot of things saying that it doesn't speed up a game, you can't control the tempo, but I believe that the way that I run it, the way that we can run down the field, the way that we can explode and have the intensity that we need, I believe that this offense is well suited for our football team. I mean, I believe I can run it well. I mean, I'm not going to be this outspoken guy, but I feel like that I can push each of our guys to do better, and I feel like I can lead us to win.
Now, Wyatt, one of the most beloved men in this town, Michael Stout.
Oh, yeah.
He is your defensive coordinator. What's it been like playing under him?
It's been great. He's probably one of my favorite coaches of all time. You know, he just the fire he brings, and I love how his system, like, it's not overly complicated in it, but it works every time. As long as we do what we're supposed to do, then we know we can get success. Like, it's been tried and true, and it works every time.
Defense
He's a great man.
It's huge for us here at Bologna, and we're known to always have a great defense, especially the
Yes.
double wing days. That was our anchor. Was the defense.
Yeah.
Now, Jordan, are you eyeing any colleges thus far? I know there's a lot of attention and for being a quarterback. You've gotten your name out there thus far, and more importantly, are any colleges eyeing you?
I really don't want to label that just yet. I mean, it's just a new season. I played 5 plays last year under a great quarterback, one of the best talents I've ever seen, Luke Gordon. And so right now it's just really a process. I mean, I might have, I might not, but you don't really look at that at the beginning of the season. You look at that at the end, whenever you see if you accomplish your goal or not. And so I'm not worried about anything. I mean, obviously I'd love to be. I'm honored, but it's just right now I'm just focused on our family and our drive to win.
I'm glad you said that. A lot of quarterbacks get stuck in the hype of going to play college football, and their focus takes away from winning ball games and focusing on their team as a whole. So to be a guy that's not really looking at that until the end of the season, that shows a lot of heart, a lot of character around these guys. Now, Wyatt, the last season, the Eagles were anchored by a really salty defense. You look at the Maumelle game, a complete shutout, a 7-0 ball game. It was a good defense that throughout the season showed a lot of bright spots. But as Coach Young said earlier, a lot of guys are gone.
Yeah.
How does this defense compare to last season's?
I mean, like you said, we lost a lot of talent. I mean, one All-State, multiple All-Conference. So, I mean, it was a challenge going into this, knowing we had to replace so much. And I feel like we definitely got the talent this year that I feel like we can be just as good, maybe even better. Because we've got a little bit of experience on the D-line, and in the return a couple starters from the D-backs. So I feel like we can. We keep working hard. We're gonna be where we need to be.
Now, Jordan, I know Coach Young. I played under him for just a few months, and he sets a lot of goals for his guys. Like he said, he has a 3-year plan that he brought in front of the Football Foundation, and I know he wants each of his guys to set goals. How many touchdowns do you think you'll have this season?
Well, let me ask you, how many touchdowns do you think we'll have this year?
Jordan, if you don't have 45 touchdowns this year, I'll be pretty disappointed.
No, it's we don't have a goal in the touchdown area. We have a goal in gaining yards each play. And with this, we want to gain 4 yards each play. Our line gives us 6 inches, we get 4 yards. And if we get 4 yards each play, it's a first down every drive. First down, we get touchdowns. Now, touchdowns are at the end of drives. And we don't just focus on the big thing. I mean, if we focus on that, we'd focus on the state championship right now. And that would get us nowhere throughout the season. So I'm saying we focus play to play, and then maybe that play can be a state championship play, and the next play can be, last place in the 5A play.
Yeah.
So we got to get to where we're consistent enough to say, yes, we can score a touchdown, and then we can say, okay, we scored this many touchdowns, and we can just do better next game.
I like that. I mean, you can see one of those goals. You set a goal for 40 touchdowns and only reach 20, you could still win 10 games. And that's a mark to set play by play. That's just how you play football, and it's a good way to play football. Try to win every single play. Now, Wyatt, once again, it's a senior-heavy team. You're one of those seniors. What are the chances that this team shocks the world and makes a deep playoff run?
I feel like we got every chance in the world. Like we've got the talent, and I believe if we stay healthy and do what we need to do, we can definitely go deep. Like we can give this town something to cheer about. But we got it. Ready to roll.
Now, Jordan, last but not least, how tight-knit is this group of athletes? And over the summer, what kind of bonding did you guys do to try to bring yourselves together?
Well, I'll start off by last year I really didn't get my playing time, so I didn't really take the leadership role until this year. And so now it's really been transitioning into if I can be a leader to our family. We call ourselves a family. I mean, a lot of teams say we're brothers, but it's not just the brothers. I mean, we're all family. Coaching staff, even the fans out here, we're all family. And so once we get on that field and we go out there and go to work each and every day, we do it for the fans, we do it for our families, we do it for our coaches, and we do it for ourselves. And we have to make this town, proud of us. I mean, if I ask most of these guys in the locker room and say what's the most exciting part, it's the lights. And once you get under those lights, you hear nothing but, can I make this guy proud? Can I look at my family and say, okay, they're proud of me? And so everything that we do to prepare up to it is just to do it together and stick together. Unification and adversity. That's our main motto.
Now, Wyatt, the 5A West is filled with, you could say, 3 heavyweights. You've got Morrilton, Greenbrier, and Alma. They're consistently in the playoffs every year and teams that really dominate. How do we execute upset wins against those kind of teams?
I feel like we're in a position where we can beat these guys. Last year we had Greenbrier on the ropes. We also had Alma. We held them pretty well. I feel like we can definitely execute, and I feel like we have the coaching and the players that can get the job done to definitely get us some wins. I feel like we can.
Now, what's one thing you look forward to this football season?
This season, I look forward to the lights. The lights are in the crowd and getting me some sacks. That's what I look forward to.
I like it. Now, Jordan, back over to you. What is the same question I asked Mr. Newman and Wyatt? They both said the lights. What excites you the most? What are you looking forward to most about this football season?
I'm looking forward to obviously I didn't play a lot in 9th grade year. I got hurt at the beginning of the year. But it's not just the playing time I look forward to. It's just going through the pain, going through the love with these guys. These seniors, I looked up to a lot of them, and even the seniors last year. Like the guy who's above me, Luke Gordon, I look up to him a lot. He's great work ethic and everything. So for me to say I'm excited about one certain thing, you can't. The lights, man, I'm telling you, that's the main thing. But it's real. The competition's real, and so you got to put in work, and you got to do everything you can to do it. So.
All right. Well, that concludes the 2017 Vilonia High School Eagle pregame show. It'll be a good season, and a lot of the town's excited about it. We got 2 great players here. We had Coach Young and Mr. Newman, new athletic director and the head coach, with us earlier. Thank all of you guys for watching. Look forward to a great year. This is Drake Toll signing off.